My name is Tim Francis, founder of Profit Factory, and I've been a virtual entrepreneur for 8 years now. And I've been amazed with how fast we've been able to scale up the business, how flexible it's been. If we need a graphic designer for a short term, we can do that. Or if we want to bring someone on more long term, that's possible too. As the entrepreneur, I don't have to pay for laptops and phones and office space and have any physical constraints. We can keep working from the road, which is so wonderful and avoids big disruptions that otherwise would happen if we had a physical co-located team. Now, it's not all roses, okay? There's been some huge challenges and problems as well. First of all, for me personally, and I think I probably speak for a lot of entrepreneurs here, we can get incredibly passionate about our business and incredibly almost like obsessive about what's going on. When your business is on your cell phone, in your pocket, it's on your laptop that might be in your dining room or even in your bedroom sometime, it can be all-consuming. You never get away from your business and you can literally work yourself into illness. Another big problem with having a virtual company is if you go to hire overseas talent, it can be very seductive. Wow, I can go to the Philippines and get charged only $4 or $5 an hour. Well, let me tell you, you gotta look at the total cost of what it means to hire people overseas. More than once, I've hired someone for $4 an hour from the Philippines to do work. And because there was a difference in culture, because there was a bit of a language barrier and a very different time zone, the amount that we spent meeting and fixing mistakes ended up being crippling as far as the costs. Because it's not just $4 an hour for the Filipino talent, it's also the hundreds and hundreds of dollars an hour for my talent. And so when you took a look at the total cost, I would have just been better off to have somebody from Canada or the United States, somebody who had a similar or same time zone as me, similar first language, and a similar culture. I've also run into some wild scenarios. My very first assistant from 8 years ago, things were kind of just getting off the ground when she disappeared for a full week. I had no idea where she went. I didn't know if she was physically in danger or if she just wasn't interested anymore. Then after about a week of her being completely off the grid, I get this flurry of Skype messages and emails saying, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. Turns out what had happened was that there was a political dispute and the representative from a neighboring district got so upset with her representative that he had the electricity turned off to the neighborhood that she lived in, so she had no computer and no internet and no way to be in touch with me. When we think about a virtual business, there's many seductive, very attractive parts around it, especially around flexibility and the scaling ability. And when we hear those $5 an hour rates, it can be very, very attractive and we really want to take advantage of it. And understand that at the end of the day, the same principles of business still exist and certain hidden areas may be more important than expected, like being a good communicator. When you don't have the benefit of working in real time, face-to-face with someone, you can miss a ton, especially when you're trying to teach people something and you ask them, oh, do you understand? And they might type back, yes, I get it. But if you were to see them in person, it's more like, yes, I understand. And you would never catch any of that, even though it's the exact same words. So I find as a virtual business owner, I need to be an even better communicator and a clearer leader and manager because I have a virtual business. Now, if you are committed to being a great leader and communicator, having a virtual business can be an extraordinary choice. We did some research into the North American labor market, and we were blown away by the statistics of people who are just absolutely desperate to work from home. Maybe they've got kids that are growing up that they want to spend some time at home with, or something like that, that's causing them to want to get away from the structured 9-to-5 world that once upon a time was the only option. The statistics that we looked at showed something like 90+% of all Americans would love to work at least part-time from home. And the number, it was something like 64 or 66% were all wanting to work full-time from home. And so what that means is with this crushing demand for legitimate work from home jobs, you are now in an amazing position where somebody that normally would cost you $60 or $80 or $100 or $150,000 a year, you can hire for $15 to $20 to $30 an hour to work for your company if you can give them the working conditions of working from home. My assistant was on stage with me at an event recently, and somebody from the crowd said, What's one of your number one tips on how to be a great executive virtual assistant? And she said, after a few moments of thinking, you know what? If you want a great assistant, you need to be a great leader. And I think that that is completely true of anybody that you want to work with on a virtual basis if you want to have a virtual company. Hopefully that helps. My name is Tim Francis from Profit Factory. I'm still learning day in, day out as to what it means to be a great entrepreneur, including a virtual entrepreneur. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.